Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in a water sign. Basically motivated by deep emotional yearnings and desires. Recharges energy through intense emotional experience and intimate involvement with people. Sun in Pisces. Creative energy is expressed sensitively and inspirationally. Needs to be recognized for compassionate, giving nature. Sense of individuality is not clearly focused due to empathy with lives and problems of others. Radiates a healing and compassionate spirit toward all that suffers. Vitality and self-expression are colored by soul yearnings, overwhelming vulnerability, and the state of the inner life. The moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in earth signs. Reacts to changing experiences with steadiness and stability. Feels comfortable with self when being productive and working towards goals. Sign position of the moon. How one reacts based on subconscious predisposition. Moon in Capricorn. Reacts with self-control and determination. Sometimes reacts automatically with severe negativity. Needs to manipulate the world and others in order to feel secure, comfortable, and to achieve one's goals. Can set aside personal concerns to fulfill duties. Controlled response to experience. Cautiously projects authoritative, determined energy. Feels comfortable in role of provider, protector. Habitually takes control of situations. Dominant emotional need to be on top or to be an authority can limit capacity for intimacy and emotional nurturing. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science, copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Capricorn. Note that this position is considered to be the detriment of the moon position, since Capricorn is opposite Cancer. Cancer rules the moon. Poor place for moon, and especially so for a female. Works against itself. Conservative. Strong ambitions. A power complex. Security of subconscious lies in authority. Contest is bred of life. Wants to win recognition as an important and powerful person. Needs to watch tendency to harden ego complex in a shell of self-centered ambition. Not a happy person as a rule. Rigid and crystallized feelings. Not a truly sympathetic and emotional person. Parental influence very strong. Subconscious fears need to be brought to the surface and dissolved through understanding. In a male chart, attracts a serious and quiet type of partner. Sun-Moon Alchemy, the elemental combinations of the sun sign and the moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each sun-moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. Earth-water combinations. Flanders and Swan sing "Mud, mud, glorious mud," and you do not have to be a hippopotamus to appreciate the qualities of mud. Think of the rich fertility of well-irrigated fields, the potter's clay on the wheel ready to be formed, the clay of bricks and tiles, or the malleable concrete which forms the basis of so much construction. This is one of the most practical, supportive, and nourishing of combinations. It combines the capacity to feel sympathy for others with a devotional determination and enterprising ability to do what needs to be done to meet others' needs. American churchman Reinhold Niebuhr, Sun in Cancer, Moon in Taurus, gives eloquent expression to this type's orientation. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. When the sun is in earth and the moon in water, the individual can readily develop a practical understanding of day-to-day life and seems to have the innate wisdom to know what is important and what is not in a situation. For this type, both practical and emotional needs make sense and should intertwine in a balanced, normal life. Consider this view of the 18th century wit Samuel Johnson, who had Sun in Virgo and Moon in Pisces. A man is in general better pleased when he has a good dinner upon his table than when his wife talks Greek. A bit dated, yes, chauvinistic indeed, but nevertheless, Johnson expresses that practical wisdom and measured sensuality of the earth-water combination. Shadow side. The earth-water individual wants both material and emotional security, and therefore usually views change and challenge as threatening. As a result, there is with this type a propensity to get stuck in the mud, and a danger of getting swamped by duty and slowed down by the inertia of possessiveness and limited viewpoint. Life is highly personal for this individual. What they can see, taste, hear, smell, and feel, and how it might affect their world, is all important to them. The larger, detached viewpoint is usually lost on them. They may need to learn how to move just a little out of their well-defined groove so that life does not become too stagnant. And like quicksand, their minds can suck them down. Relationships. The earth-water person normally finds immense satisfaction in a relationship that brings out the innate dependable, resourceful, gentle, devotional qualities of this combination. This individual feels affirmed and valued when they know they are needed and valued for their useful accomplishments. People with this combination are particularly good at serving and caring for others, and once they find their romantic niche, they get on with nurturing and nest building. Hence, they make excellent partners and tend to prefer sitting around the fire drinking hot cocoa to lots of razzle-dazzle on the town. This type helps to ground and contain the more unstable, exciting fire-air type, and there's likely to be a mutual attraction due to the striking differences. Male versus female. This is a primarily receptive, feminine combination and has all the hallmarks of the female stereotype: caring, domestic, loyal, quiet, and persevering. Both male and female of this type will tend to be introverts and can work well on their own in an artistic medium, but they could also develop a shrewd business sense and do well in the marketplace. They can employ their pragmatism and sensitivity in quiet but purposeful ways, sussing out the climate of the times and the integrity of would-be business partners. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William U. Wei's Cosmic Astrology. Copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Pisces, Moon in Capricorn, the non-believer. You are very conscious of your limitations, like all Moon and Capricorn natives, but perhaps too much so. You brood instead of valuing your abilities, and you think about your imperfections, even if they are imaginary, which they frequently are. You think of things you are unable to do, rather than envisioning the wonderful things at which you can succeed. Pisces Capricorns have a fixed pessimism and cynicism, which is their curse. You have the very sophisticated depth to be successful in highly creative ventures, but your gloomy approach to life might restrain you. While you are a very sensitive person, you are more tuned in to the depressing and miserable parts of life. The result is a melancholy and negative philosophy of life. Your unlimited Piscean imagination is imprisoned by a Capricorn inner nature that is careful and old-fashioned. While you show an image that is worldly and self-confident, you are actually not as confident as you appear. Beginning in your youth, you probably had to deal with a lot of fear and uncertainty. As you grew older, in order to balance your insecurity, you devoted much of your energy to your career. You will eventually become your own boss, or at least go very far, through your resolve and determination. You will never be the dictator type, regardless of how far your drives take you. In fact, kindness and sympathy are traits that Pisces Capricorns are well known for. Your approach to love is unconventional. Capricorn coolness stops you from giving everything in a relationship, but you also want to be romantic and have that faraway look. Until you have found a person who makes you feel secure, it will be hard for you to have true intimacy. Your unusual situation will continue until that happens. You have to first understand how to love and appreciate yourself, of course, before true love is possible. In the end, it will happen for you, and perhaps that hidden romantic can surface. An organized, conventional framework is where you work best. You still need to have structure in your life and work, in spite of your independence and self-sufficiency. Especially in business matters, you have an excellent intuitive awareness of people, which is a big advantage. Being freer about your feelings is one thing you should learn. It is okay to open up and share them once in a while. When you keep in your resentments, frustrations, or tensions, depression often enters the picture. Notes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign, Moon Sign. Associate yourself with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for 'tis better to be alone than be in bad company. George Washington, fellow native of Sun in Pisces, Moon in Capricorn. Your greatest strengths: genuine kindness, sensitivity to and understanding of human need, pragmatic and resourceful imagination, shrewd perception, quiet adaptability, and an abiding integrity, as well as a deep sense of duty. Your greatest weaknesses: lack of confidence, timidity, proneness to pessimism and worry, tendency to be secretive and defensive, a somewhat moralistic and judgmental approach to human relations. Images for integration: an old freighter chugs toward the port, bringing in the goods. A famous actress leaves her estate to the actor's pension fund.